Let me get in Jagannathan Tunugulta at SMC Global Securities, joins in right now for a chat. Jagan, good morning. Good to have you with us. Thanks for coming into our studios. Quick comment in terms of where do we head? A fair bit of confusion. We had three people saying three different things at 8:30, earlier today. So where do you stand now from here?
Probably that summarizes the market now. I think actually it is in that kind of zone. I think absolutely undeciding kind of zone. I think December we'll end in more or less in this kind of zone. I don't think anything can happen. There will be a lot of volatility, but in a relatively small range. In fact, I think whatever major moves can be expected only in the beginning of the next year. And my view goes that there may be some correction in the beginning of the next year, because already many times the market has tested that bottom and could able to sustain. I think there may be a stage where maybe one major news, or whichever may be that news, international or local, whatever it is, I think can take the market little lower. But that will be in the beginning of the next year, not necessarily in December.
Okay, so what, 6,000, 100, it's a long series as well, so a lot can happen. Right. So if you thought that the market was selling off last week and the same will happen, you bounce back to about 5,900 plus, so who knows?
Yeah, I think 6,000 is very, 6,000, 6,100 anywhere between is very much on cards. Only thing is the volumes will keep going down. Yesterday also there was a clear indication that the volumes have started to slowly going down. I think that will happen, even though it's a long series, but with lesser participants. So to that extent, the volumes will go down, and volatility will remain, no question about that. Only thing is it will be in a relatively small range.
Jagan, how's been participation at SMC? Just trying to understand from a retail perspective what's been going on.
Retail has not come back, no question about that. And secondly, when the market was rallying, it was indicating that retailers this time also missed the bus, if not the luxury coach. But this time it is appearing the kind of volatility, they have not come back. I think retailers have fairly matured now. I think they have become very selective, and they are not getting carried away with every IPO that is coming. For example, if IPO is one indicator, if you take, they want that both good quality of the company, at the same time reasonable pricing. Only when there is enough appetite in the market, there are a lot of even retailers are coming. But if either one of these is hitting even whether it be in terms of quality or in terms of price, they are not coming. I mean, that we have seen in the last 10-15 IPOs, it's a clear trend. I think that phenomena applies to the secondary market as well, the way they are coming. And HNI money is slowly coming, but retail has not come back. And 2008 numbers seems to be they are not getting fade away. I think for them to really come back, I think maybe the market has to come back a bit. I think now our one other view is if it crosses 6,200, 6,300 in a rush, probably that excitement can bring back. Everybody thought Coal India may be a game changer for bringing the retail back, but that didn't happen as much.
Okay. All right, fair enough. What about the IPO which is on right now? Have you had a look at it, Punjab and Sind?
Yeah, it's a great company, and on top of that, rightly priced. I think it's a 24 karat gold priced at 22 karat gold price. So I think definitely there is some money was left on the table, and at one time price to book, I think for any bank there will be takers. On top of that, these days for banking anyway there is excitement. I think there is every reason to believe 100 times.
Probably the only sector which is sort of across the board.
That's right. I think 100 times subscription can be
100 times
can't be ruled. Small issue, 480 crores. So right. there are takers. And moreover, for many people, they are saying when the secondary market is so volatile, why not to use this IPO which is coming? Because Coal India was a Diwali bonus, and maybe Punjab and Sind Bank maybe year-end bonus.
I don't know. I mean, look at the size of Coal India and look at the size of Punjab and Sind Bank, and I mean, let's not get entirely carried away there. But let's talk about a couple of other stocks that are moving in this market. OMC's Jagan, today you got a little bit of a reaction, a positive reaction on these stocks. Would you buy into them at all on the stock of diesel price hike?
Yeah, I think this is the major trigger, and if somebody believes in this space, this is the most major trigger that can happen. And moreover, I think the government probably paving the way for IOC, FPO, and other FPOs that are coming up from the OMCs. So I think eventually, if somebody wants to bet, probably they can bet. If this happens, I think especially the companies where FPOs are planned, probably those prices can move up. So not a bad bet to play, but wherever there is regulatory side of the story, one has to keep that always in mind, because nobody has control on that aspect.
Okay, talking about regulatory side, the other stock that I want to flag off, and I talked about this yesterday afternoon as well, SKS got 10% yesterday. It's picking up another 5% in early morning trade. Is it becoming a buy at current levels now that some of the noise has died down?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is that kind of story. If somebody believes in that, the stock can come back or something else, they can buy. But I believe there is so much of uncertainty. I think it's this is one such sector. Even before taking off, it got collapsed. I think many of the IPOs that are coming from this sector has been shelled off, and then even this particular stock. Yeah, I mean, some value buying may be coming at 650, 700, but the question of value buying comes only when you have clarity about value. So who knows about what is coming up, what will be the interest rate, what the loan book, whether they have sufficient funding, so much of ambiguity. And I think only one person who is still making money in this is Narayan Murthy.
Okay. So you're saying you would avoid an SKS till you get clarity on the regulations. One other stock I want to flag off, Unitech. It looks like they, for starters, have been issued show cause notices on the telecom side. Would you stay away from Unitech? I think the stock's down about 1.5% or so on open.
If you see 10 years back, telecom has been a very gentlemanly and sophisticated game, and everybody thought that that's what the case. But as the things keep getting deeper and deeper, it is now appearing that it is getting murkier day by day. And then what we have seen at the fag end of 90s in Europe, the way the telecom industry has collapsed, now probably the same thing is happening. Everybody thought the telecom shake-up will happen in the form of the severe competition between the players, and then the squeezing of the margins, and the leverage eating into their bottom lines, etc., etc. But not those fundamental reasons have disturbed the industry. It is the regulatory side and the more on greed side of it that is causing the problem. But whatever it is, the telecom shake-up is definitely on, whether it be people closing down their businesses because there is no business potential or viability of the business, or because of the regulatory reasons, whatever it is. I think eventually 3-4 players who are left will be beneficiaries. Bharti, of course, is the clear choice if somebody is believing in that. But Unitech and these players, yeah, I mean, I think it's telecom is a too big a game, because you have to put in the capex, and then these share prices are still at levels you cannot do a QIP for funding, and bank loans are difficult. I think it's a very difficult time to be in a capex business, especially in telecom.
Okay. Any stock ideas, individual names, Jagan?
Yeah, I think the Punjab Sind Bank FPO in its own right is a good bet, no question about that. People can take that, and even MOIL, if it how it's listed, depending on that. I think if it is in the range of 500, I think still there is some value left. I believe. I think the fair value can work out around 550, 600. Still, people can look at if it's at 500. But if it lists 600 plus, then it's a different ball game. I think then it will as a profit booking opportunity. And as far as stocks are concerned, I think some activity is now. For example, would like to draw one more note is that June 4th, when that finance ministry notification came that 25% minimum public shareholding norms, there was a lot of anticipation about delistings and the FPOs that are coming up from the companies, but not much activity has been seen in that context. But definitely it's just a matter of time before all these companies either choose either delisting route or FPO route. If they want to reduce the stake, FPO. If they want to increase the stake and go out of the market, maybe delisting. So that is one area probably people can look. There are, for example, we have seen with HSBC who went for delisting, and then we have seen with Salzar who went for delisting. So some activity can be seen on that front. I think that is one area. With Fresenius Kaba is there, and then there are quite a few exciting names, especially MNC names who would like to probably will prefer a delisting. I think concentration can happen there.
Okay, Jagan, great having you with us here on the show. Thanks for coming in as always. Appreciate it.